Today we are making this duck, which I have affectionately named Ducky Waddles. If you follow the same process as me, you'll need the following materials: oven-baked polymer clay in white, black, just a very tiny amount for the eyes, and orange, which can be achieved by mixing red and yellow clay. It's also helpful to have a straight edge tool that you can use to cut. Of course, you can always craft this in one clay color, such as white, and paint it after it bakes or dries, depending on what type of clay you're using. Starting with white clay, which is the base of the duck's body, roll the clay into a ball roughly about 3/4 of an inch or 1.9 centimeters in diameter. But that's just what I did. You can certainly make the duck as big or small as you want. Once you have your spherical ball, pinch out one end for the head so it ends up looking a bit like a gourd in shape. The part we pinched out, the head, should be smaller than the body. On the opposite end of the head, pinch the body outwards to result in a much sharper tip that will be the tail. I took a lot of time to smooth out the neck and head the way I like, so don't be afraid to take the time to do that as well. For each wing, I rolled a small amount of white clay that was about 0.2 inches or half a centimeter in diameter. Flatten each ball into a coin or pancake shape. If you'd like some guidance on basic clay shapes, I have a tutorial on that as well, so feel free to check it out. Then we're going to make a teardrop shape by pinching one end to be the tip of the wing and leaving the rest rounded. Since there are 2 wings, you'll need 2 of these. Place a wing on each side of the duck, with the rounded part of the wing facing toward the head and the neck, while the pointy end faces towards the tail. Attach the rounded end of the wing to the body by gently smoothing it out with your fingers or a blunt tool. Repeat this process for each wing on both sides. For the eyes, roll out a tiny bit of black clay into a long and thin noodle-like string. Cut even amounts of black circles for the eyes. To finish the face, we need a beak. You'll need a small orange ball that is 1/8 of an inch or 0.3 centimeters. Shape that ball into a slightly oblong or oval shape and place it between the eyes of the duck. For each foot, I measured orange clay balls at about 1/4 of an inch or 0.6 centimeters. But again, you can eyeball this as long as the duck's feet are the same size. Roll the orange clay into a cylinder and use your straight edge tool to push in one end to make a distinction between the foot and the leg. Do this twice and make sure your duck stands securely on top of the feet. Into the oven it goes at 275 degrees Fahrenheit or 135 degrees Celsius for 15 minutes. The reason I usually do clay designs that are very round and have a stable bottom is so that they don't fall apart like these did. So if your clay pieces fall apart or don't seem very stable, don't freak out. We can definitely fix it and I will show you how. It's just because there's 2 tiny little feet supporting this entire thing, you know? This step is optional, but I always sand my pieces after baking. I had to sand some of the feet separately too. Then, with strong glue, I reattached some of the feet. Clay is a bit like people. It actually ends up stronger if it experiences a challenge and undergoes repair. Of course, I do everything I can to sculpt them securely from the get-go, but in crafting, as in life, things happen, and we can recover even stronger. Another optional step is to paint the duck for a clean, refined look. If you didn't use colored clay like me, but instead only used white clay to sculpt the entire duck, this is the point you'd paint the colors. As a personal touch, I'm adding pink blush to the face. And there you have a cute clay duck. I made 5 of these, but I'm down to this one for my personal collection because I sent the others to my clay tier members on Patreon. I hope you enjoyed this process and I can't wait to see what you create. Till next time.